tennis preacher, the prophet, the psychic, coming back at you again with another video. Y'all know I'm laughing right now because I think I got something. I think I got something to offer. I got something to share. Y'all know when I'm laughing like this, I got some type of topic I want to talk about. Now, people, I wanted to talk about this topic like a few days ago, and I'm responding to Tennis Rules. He's been a subscriber ever since. He's pretty well been with me, so I know his psyche. I those subscribers that's been with me for a long time, like the Melvin Marshalls and Tennis Rules, I know how they think. You know, when somebody's sending you comments a lot, whether you agree with them or some I agree with, some I don't agree with. Some comments they agree with me. I mean, some videos they agree with me. Some videos they don't agree with. But you understand what their tennis level is, tennis IQ. You know how biased they are, how biased they not. You get to know them, okay? And this is not really bad what I'm saying now. But Tennis Rules, let me respond to Tennis Rules. I got to get them. Because Tennis Rules know the game. I mean, anybody who calls himself Tennis Rules, I don't know why he calls himself that. He can tell me if he wants to, but anybody I think that calls himself Tennis Rules probably knows a lot about tennis, okay? Nobody agrees with everybody on everything, but he probably knows a lot about tennis and not just tennis rules, okay? It's like if somebody called themselves the tennis prophet or the tennis pastor or the tennis psychic or the tennis preacher. I tell you, he probably knows a lot about tennis. See, you know what, I'm serious, people, because a person probably wouldn't call themselves that. They probably wouldn't call themselves that if they didn't know a lot about tennis, okay? Because you taking a big risk. Because if you don't know and you calling yourself the tennis prophet, you gonna get busted open on YouTube, okay? So, let's get back to Tennis Rules, though. This is what Tennis Rules said. He made a few comments. He even made a comment this morning. Also, I want to respond to, also he got some other people that's sort of with him. Ramon Ortiz. He said some stuff about, it got to do with the Nadal versus the Djokovic rivalry. And I'm talking about the present and future rivalry. Forget what happened in the past, okay? We forget the 2011. Well, listen, I know some people like to count like the 2009, 2010, because the Djokovic, he was playing at a really good level in 2010. That was sort of, if it was super level, it wasn't a super level. It could have been low super level maybe. But the super level, the Djokovic, to me, the Djokovic era didn't start until 2011. So when I tell people that the Djokovic dominated Nadal, now I know the Nadal fans like to go back and say, they like to include 2010 because they know Nadal had a hell of a year, 2010, 2009. No. Well, now listen, that counts as far as the overall greatness. Like if you say the Djokovic versus Nadal as far as overall greatness, you got to count more than just 2011 to 2016. I get that. But if we talking about just super level, the Djokovic against a super level Nadal, that's 2011. That's when we really see that a super level the Djokovic did dominate a super level Nadal, okay? Whatever you want to call it, high level Nadal, okay? During their rivalry. But that was the past. So now let's move up. Let's fast forward to now. People, just last week, a few days ago, I made a video saying that, I made a couple videos, because it's going to be about, we know Federer going to be in the midst too, but still, this the Djokovic versus Nadal. After the Djokovic kept beating Nadal in the Wimbledon, kept Nadal from winning his 13th Wimbledon, the Djokovic beat Nadal in the semifinals, and it's how he beat Nadal too. Now I want to respond to what Tennis Rules said. Tennis Rules, I think Tennis Rules, he know how good the Djokovic is. Like I said, Tennis Rules know the game, but I think he's hoping and praying. And if I was a Nadal fan, I'd be doing the same thing. I'd be going to church every morning. I would be going, even if the church church is not open, I go in front of the church door when it's closed. I go to all the psychic places, get all the psychics to put a curse on the Djokovic to hope that level drop, because people saw when the Djokovic go to that super level, oh man, he usually beats Nadal, okay? And usually, I mean, Nadal beats him sometime, it's beat him sometime, but usually the Djokovic has beaten Nadal when he goes to the super level. All right, now, I made a video, another video last week, and this is what this video is going to be sort of about, but I'm going to get specific. With the Djokovic versus Nadal, okay? But in the video I made, it was that, can the Djokovic sustain that super high level that we saw when he beat Nadal? But that was generally. Can he sustain it against all players? But now I wanna specify this now. Can the Djokovic sustain a high level specifically against Nadal? Here's the question. Here's the video. It's just started. Can the Djokovic continue to dominate Nadal now? We ain't going to talk about the past. Yes, I know between 2011 and 2016, the head-to-head is 19 the Djokovic and 8 Nadal. Okay, 19 wins the Djokovic, 8 wins Nadal. Between 2011 and 2016, the Djokovic won that. Okay, I don't care what anybody say. Now, if you want to include like the other years, 2010, 2009, okay, that makes Nadal look better. But I'm saying between the super level period, the Djokovic level era, the Djokovic won that. But forget that. Let's talk about now. Now, the reason I brought that up, can the Djokovic reignite that? And he's already did a good job of doing it in the semifinal and completing his 13th Grand Slam title, winning the Wimbledon. But can he continue? Because this is going to happen. It could happen this week, people. This is no fantasy stuff. The Djokovic could face Nadal in the final of the Montreal. He can face Nadal again in the Cincinnati. He can face Nadal again in the U.S. Open. Will the Djokovic continue to dominate Nadal? And so that's what I want to talk about. And let me just respond to a little, some of the like I said, the Nadal fans, these Nadal fans that's commenting like tennis rules. They know how good the Djokovic is. They know. They try to act like they don't know, but they know. And but I think they hoping and praying. And it's possible that the Djokovic is not able to sustain this high level, or they just hoping that Nadal some way can take his super level over the Djokovic super level. That's gonna be hard, but if he can do that without the Djokovic even coming down. And so, let me respond to something that Tennis Rules said now. Because, people, I did analyze that Wimbledon semifinal. Boy, the Djokovic impressed me. Because, y'all know before the Djokovic beat Nadal, see, I thought the Djokovic would get the level back at the U.S. Open. Because, remember I told y'all, the Djokovic, I said that I didn't see the Djokovic totally believing. Because I said, when the Djokovic starts believing, he starts teeing off winners on his opponents. I mean, he was consistent, playing tough and doing all that stuff and had his rhythm back, but he was not teeing off at will. But when he got in there against the Dow, did you see that first set? He started teeing off on the Dow. Boom, bam. And another thing that was scary about that semifinal match that the Dow fans should really be worried about. Y'all know it was a rain delay, and so when they came back the next day, the Dow won the 4th set. And the Dow raised his level because the Dow saw hitting that old top spin stuff wasn't working. The Djokovic was crushing that stuff. So the Dow started hitting through the ball in that 4th set, playing at a higher level. But people, the Dow won the 4th set. But y'all know what? So the Dow raised his level. But guess what? The Djokovic raised his level. Nadal raised his level a little bit more. The Djokovic raised his level a little bit more. People, that's scary. You know what the Djokovic is like. So you may say, imagine, man, why are you bringing that up about the Djokovic raised his level? Well, I'm not just bringing that up to show that the Djokovic could straight up beat Nadal. Tennis Rules says something in his comment, and this is where I think he misunderstood. And I understand why not just him, but a lot of people could have misunderstood this. He said, Magic Man, you said that the Djokovic comfortably beat Nadal. And he said the Djokovic didn't comfortably beat Nadal because it was close. People, listen, a match can be close and you can still comfortably beat somebody. It's sort of like Floyd Mayweather, the boxer. He just retired. But y'all that watch boxing and other sports, y'all know Floyd Mayweather, Floyd Mayweather, when he beat Pacquiao, he sort of said that when Pacquiao raised his level, Floyd Mayweather raised his level. Pacquiao raised his level. And Floyd Mayweather raised his level. See, people, you ain't got to crush somebody 6-0, the 6-2, to say that you beat somebody comfortably. I think Tennis Rules, he's thinking about the score. No. What the Djokovic was so relaxed. And contrary to Nadal, I saw Nadal do something totally uncharacteristic of him. He missed some easy unforced errors because he got a little nervous because he felt that high level that Djokovic was bringing on the court. Okay, so y'all sort of get what I'm saying now. And that Wimbledon semifinal, there was a lot of elements in there that the Djokovic showed he can straight up beat Nadal. Now somebody can easily say, well, Magic Man, okay, if he did straight up beat him, we agree with you, but that don't mean he's going to beat him again and again and again. Okay, I agree with that. And there is a question. I do agree with this. Tennis Rules, whether they just hoping or they legitimately think this, and I think Jeffrey Kaufman said this also. They said that there's a question. I do agree with this. There's a question of, can the Djokovic sustained the super level, the super level. And, can he sustain it enough to just dominate a Nadal and Federer, even if he lose sometime with other players or sometime with Nadal and Federer? Can he dominate 70%, 65 to 70% of the time at the super level? And so there is a question there. Now, let me get back to that other question, though, about what the video is about. Can the Djokovic continue to dominate Nadal? Okay. Boy, that's a tough one because, man, like I said, the narrative, I told y'all in the other video, narratives are changing so quick. And I would say this here. If I had to bet which way, I would say he may dominate Nadal, but it'll be close. And when I say dominate, it won't be like the Djokovic beat Nadal 11 times and Nadal only won 3. It could be like this here. The Djokovic beat Nadal 7 times and with good super level, but Nadal won 5. And Nadal did keep the Djokovic from winning the French Opens. That would be what I would sort of think that. I would sort of side with the Djokovic, but Nadal, like he showed in the Wimbledon, and like Nadal fans, Magic Man, Nadal is tough, man. Nadal got a high super level, even if it's a little lower than the Djokovic. So Nadal can keep, I do believe Nadal will keep the future rivalry head-to-head close. That's sort of where I would stand with that. But I want to say this here before I end the video. I'm going to give Nadal credit for this. He did something I'm going to give him credit for. He took and kept the Djokovic. He kept the Djokovic from winning, from dominating him on the French Open, because people, if the Djokovic would have been able to beat Nadal at the French Open, I know that the Djokovic beat Nadal at a lot of Masters series that were on clay, but he couldn't beat Nadal at the French Open, because if he would have been able to do that, people say, well, what's the big deal about him beating him at the French Open, Magic? I mean, what's the difference between that and the U.S. Open? Well, the difference is here. If the Djokovic would have been able to beat Nadal at the French Open, he would have won the Grand Slam. He would have had like 5 or 6 more majors now, and would have had a Grand Slam 2 or 3 times. So, but to Nadal's credit, he kept the Djokovic from doing that, and the Djokovic would have been like officially the go-to, probably. Yeah, not even probably yes. All right, people. So yeah, I would probably side with the Djokovic slightly in the future head-to-head with Nadal, but I don't believe he would like dominate Nadal, like beat Nadal 8 times and Nadal only win 2. I mean, is the Djokovic capable of doing that? Yeah, but like I said before, I think there is some suspect. There is a question that can he sustain the high level? We know he's back, but how long can he keep it back? Okay, people, tennis preacher, prophet, psychic, signing off. Have a good one.
Last one right here. Here we go. Can I dance?